Hello everyone, it's Joan Silva, and today is Tidy Up Tuesday with Joan Silva. I'll have to share with you my whimsical group. I actually call them Joan Silva's Tidy Up Gang, and I'll be doing that in the next few weeks. You might like to see them in a regular email that I do every other week called Tidy Up Tuesdays, and certainly you're very welcome to be on that. Just let me know. Either private message me or contact me via email, joan@joansilva.com. So today's topic, one that I had done on my regular page, and now I'm doing on my business page, is tidy up. How do you get it all done? I have many ideas around that, but the real thing that you start with is a vision. You come up with that thing that you'd like it to look like. So for me, what I do is I stand back and look at a room and I'm saying, what would I like it to look like? How do I want it to appear? Now, for some of you, what you can do is you can certainly put something on a vision board, go through magazines and take pictures and print something off online and actually have something visual for yourself for what you want. It might be a vignette, like a fireplace area. Right now I'm sitting by my fireplace. It might be the whole room. It could be just an area. And visualize it and have it come to life for yourself. That helps a lot on how to get it done because you keep remembering that as the task of releasing and letting go and purging and looking at the things that just won't seem to let up, all that piles of clutter and stuff. So I want to be sure that you know that it starts with a vision. Many of the people that I work with and that I talk with say that they start with it journaling it. They actually journal something and they enjoy doing it that way. They write it out. Others go into a magazine and see a whole, let's just say a kitchen or a bedroom. And they're like, wow, that's it. That's the way I want it to look. So just start with a vision. Keeps you on track, keeps it moving, keeps it alive, certainly gives you encouragement. And when you feel really overwhelmed with it all, you can look at it or read it or feel it. So let me share with you what my husband and I have done. He's a handyman and electrician, and so of course doing maintenance around the house is not exactly his number one priority when he comes home. He's tired and he doesn't want to face that again. I don't blame him. I absolutely can understand that. And so what we decided was we would do 2 hours a day, just 2 hours. 2 hours a week. 2 hours a day is a lot. 2 hours a week. Now, each of us has to make up our mind what that is. It might be, like I shared with a client who was trying to clear clutter in years of stuff piled up in like a family room or a room that they like to lounge in with the TV and so forth. It was so overwhelming. It had everything in it that you could think of. So one of the things that I shared with her is not to start with memorability. We don't want memory type stuff like a big box of photos or boxes of photos because we get hung up on who's in them, who would want them, who are they, should I keep it? Oh gosh, but it's important to keep it. It's my history, whatever. Put those aside. Do something easier. And set the timer and stay very, very focused. Like horses that put on blinders to keep them focused, that's what it requires. And if you have trouble staying focused, I tend to be a gal that can stay pretty darn focused for a longer period. Not saying that's always a good idea, but honestly, you want to stay focused. You want to be sure that you're paying attention just to that, not let the telephone throw you off or something else. Or suddenly you're thinking, oh, I should get this and this and this done, and you step away. So if you have trouble with that, then 15 minutes. Set a timer. Tell yourself, take your phone off the hook, turn your actual cell phone or your regular phone to silent and focus for that period of time. No more. And I realize that sometimes we get rolling and the momentum goes and we just keep on going and we enjoy it, so we just do it. The thing is what I'd really like you to do is stay committed to that 15 minutes. Now, if you want to do 15 more, then set the timer again. The trouble is if we go too far and we push ourselves to exhaustion, that's what we'll remember and we won't do it again. So my husband and I made the decision, to go back to that, that we would do 2 hours a week, 2 a week. And then we would talk about, well, what is the project? Now, sometimes the project, like when we painted our railings, our stair railings, we could do that in 2 hours. We had painted them white before. Next year, black is popular. That's the new in color for accent. But we decided to go ahead and freshen it up with white again. That didn't take even 2 hours. And we were done with the project we decided for that week. Now, for some people, the tidying up isn't maintenance. Tidying up is clutter. Pick what you're going to focus on just for that period of time, and that's what you work on. Now, for my hubby and I, we talk about it the week before, and we say, okay, on Sunday at 10 o'clock, which is about the time we pick, what are we going to do for those 2 hours? And if we're sitting there before the 2 hours begin, and we're like, ooh, I'd rather watch TV, drink my cup of coffee, forget it, I don't wanna, leave me alone. We remind ourselves, well, geez, it really is only 2 hours. This will not take all day. This is not hard. And boy, it's refreshing when it's done. And then the rest of the day, you get to do what you want to do with it, whatever that is. Maybe yours is, like I said, 15 minutes. When you're done, yay. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a lot of credit. One of the things that really helps when you have that creative vision in advance, especially if you've written it down or put it in a picture, I personally like to take, and I've been posting them on Facebook for many of you, I personally like to post a picture of what was before or during and then after. Because, by the way, when we finish it and it's behind us, we forget because we're looking at the stuff ahead and we forget what we actually accomplished. And we don't give ourselves enough credit. We forget it. Now, by the way, you're never going to get it done. So the topic of this is, how do I get it all done? Well, let me just inform you. We're creative beings. We're thriving. We're moving. We're enriching our lives with all sorts of people, places, and things. And so we're never done. We just have to decide before we bring the thing in, do I really want that thing here? Do I really want it? And that way it helps keep us from accumulating more in areas that we don't want to. So certainly I would encourage you, before you bring it in, to be really clear on what it is you want in the first place in that area. So it goes back to your vision. So how do I get it all done? 2 hour increments a week or 15-minute. I'd like to encourage you to be in touch. Joan@joansilva.com is the way you can do so, or you certainly can private message me here on Facebook. And we could have what I would call an accountability relationship. And I'd like to speak to that because I won't come into your home. There's many organizers out there that can certainly come into your home and help you. I would help you via Zoom. And what we would do is we would create that vision together. We would set the amount of time you need to stay focused. We would really get clear on what it is, the steps that you need to take, not what Joan needs to take, not what somebody else thinks. And it's your environment. It's your choice. I like to do this in 2 sessions. I must like the number 2. The 2 sessions, because we set that intention and the vision and the steps, and then the second session together is, how did we do? How did you do? Did it work? Did it not? Where did you get off track? What threw you under the bus? What worked? What didn't? And reset an intention again. If you'd like to do that, please let me know. I also have an every other week Tidy Up Tuesdays newsletter. If you'd like to be on that, yay, would love to have you there. I post videos there as well as articles I've written. And by the way, I am published once a month in a magazine on some form of tidying up. So many times I've been given permission to go ahead and publish that later after it's been in the magazine. And certainly I many times put that in my newsletters. So let me know if that interests you. And in the meantime, I have a friend that says, what did she put it? Yeah, don't push the river. And I agree with her. Many times we're swimming upstream, we're paddling or rowing upstream, and we really need to go with the flow. That doesn't mean that we don't get her done or that we don't step into the project because we're feeling resistance. It really means that we have to sit with it and go, okay, where is my vision? What is it I wanted it to look like? And what little tiny steps can I take today? As she said, also chunk it down, make it doable. Because if we overwhelm, we tend not to finish. We tend to make it worse. We tend to remember that. And that relates to money too, because clutter does affect your money. And we will do it with money in the regards that we will just put it aside and not manage it or pay attention to it and overspend. So again, I'm Joan Silva. I am your money dream coach. I also help you with some tidying up. And I look forward to sharing with you my whimsical Joan's Tidy Up gang in future episodes. Thank you for joining me.